All right, 6 days now to the midterms all across the country, and kids' education seems to be a major talking point for elections across the board. Specifically in Colorado, though, test scores show more than 60% of students cannot read, write, or do basic math at grade level, which our next guest says lands squarely on the incumbent governor, Jared Polis' shoulders.
Heidi is the Republican nominee for governor of Colorado. She's joining us live on National Report. Heidi, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. Beautiful sunset out there, by the way. I don't know if you caught that. Gorgeous area. I know you're a mom on a mission with your changes to the Colorado education program. Talk to us about this. What could you do for your state if elected?
Well, thank you for having me. It is a beautiful morning in Colorado, but what's happening to our state is anything but gorgeous. It's devastating. So as you said, 60% of our kids can't read, write, or do math at grade level. And we have a big drug problem here, especially for our kids. We are one of the highest drug addiction rates in the country for children and one of the highest suicide rates for kids. So what can we do about it? Well, we've got to go all in on school choice and give power back to parents so they can make different choices if they're not getting the education their kids deserve, and also provide transparency in curriculum in the classroom. The legislature here turned down a bill that would provide transparency in the classrooms here, which really upset parents across Colorado. We flipped 10 school boards last year, and I think we're going to do the same thing in just a few days.
Wow, running on school choice, transparency for parents, getting them involved in their children's education. All right, we hear that loud and clear, but let's focus on what it actually costs to live in the state. Cost of living, it's really going up. The general cost, 14% higher than the rest of the country. Housing, 38% above the national average there. It's expensive if you want to call Colorado home. What's your plan to do about it?
Well, one of the highest inflation rates in the country here in Colorado. So I have a bold plan to take us to zero income tax over 8 years and put more money back into the pockets of the people of Colorado. Also, the current governor has grown the size of government by almost 25% in just 4 years and added 85 new taxes and fees. So people are ready for change. They're tired of Jared Polis' heavy hand of government. They want to be free again to run their lives, their businesses, and make good decisions for their kids.
But to get to zero state income tax, there are other states that do this, but they make up with it with tolls, et cetera. What's your plan to make up for that? You'll clearly need revenue.
We do, but this will be a slow plan over 8 years, similar to what Tennessee just did. And we need to get rid of waste and fraud and Polis pork that he's added into the budget. He added over 4,000 full-time new employees just in the last 3 years. We also want to get rid of what we call fees here in Colorado, which are really taxes. So we need to call them what they are, taxes, and move them to the general fund and attract new business like other zero income tax states have. They are some of the most prosperous states in our country. We've got to take big, bold action because right now Colorado has become unaffordable for most families.
I know you've got some harsh words for your opponent there, but if you look at the most recent Emerson College polling, he's leading with a 14-point advantage over yourself in your campaign. Have you seen that on the ground game? You know, what's your final, 6 days out from the midterms plan to really reach out to those voters?
Well, most of these polls are done by Democrats and trying to suppress the vote. We've got a Trafalgar poll that puts us within 7.5. So I think we are closing the ground game. We have seen over $25 million in attack ads in the governor's race. So we are actually probably very close if they're spending that much money. We're going to keep working hard to meet all the voters across Colorado, give them a different vision for going forward, and get this thing across the finish line in just 7 days.
Right, yeah, just a little under a week here from the all-important elections. What is your final message to voters right now? What do you have on the docket? What's your big push as you move towards November 8th?
Well, we are doing rallies every night until the election. They're just so fun. People are fired up, ready for change here in Colorado. And I am very, very excited to offer Colorado a different vision than the last 4 years. Jared Polis is running for a second term to try to fix the problems that he created. So I'm a problem solver. I'm an entrepreneur. I created Camp Bow Wow, the country's largest pet care franchise. I'm a mom of 4. As I say, I'm a mom on a mission to bring a brighter future for our kids. And I will get this across the finish line, and we'll have brighter days for our children and grandchildren going forward.
All right, we will be watching to see those results come in. Heidi Ganahl, the GOP pick to lead the state of Colorado. Heidi, thanks for taking the time with us today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.